And I am back. Hi, guys. I am feeling a bit better. Throat's better. Still just feeling a little bit bleh, you know. It happens. Not just to us old folks, but to everyone. Did some more mapping last night. Begun thinking about what I want to play next. It will obviously be something where my 6-link chest I'm wearing on this guy can still be used. Let's see. So I'm still missing two tier 4 mats. And I've done 1-5 and have another 5 open. Grotto. Let's run Grotto and see if we can't get some of the missing maps. Yeah, we'll do that. Monster variety and more magic monsters? Sure, why not? I'm fine with that. Everything rolling? Everything seems to be working correctly? Yes. How about some more Immortal Syndicate activity? And good evening to whomever has joined me. More Raging Spirits. That I'll be summoning. Always a nice indicator that there's something in a particular direction when your Raging Spirits take off in that direction. Like they're doing there. They're doing their best for me. I say the build is pretty click intensive in that you have to keep clicking even when you're not fighting anything. Experimental harvests running around here. Not sure exactly what that is, other than it's related to the Harvest League.
Before the humans flow close.
Okay, so this is just a little chatting. We want more clickies. He's big. It's a Wildwood Abomination. He was a Wildwood Abomination. Alright, that just leads us back into the same place we just came from. fix it. So, mild juicing here. 2 of them to over 600. So a little bit of juicing of the mobs, not much. Sorry, Hillock. Yep, in the dark again.
I hate this job. Hate it.
He ate it.
Makes no sense to me.
That has opened up our first safe house for us. Nice.
This make any sense to you?
We'll do that next.
Thanks to your hard.
Yes, my hard work. Thank you. I have much hard work. We didn't pick up any new. Unveilables. I hope everybody's Thursday's gone reasonably well. Don't want to set, you know, too high a goal. Reasonable. Reasonably well. Save the really, really good stuff for the weekend. Yes, your head just keeps trying to leave your shoulders. Well, I'm trying to help it off.
I got treasure for
Drop
you.
some currency items.
You know, if you look the other way, friend.
Interrogate on research. We don't need much for research, so we'll just take his currency items. I'll wait for...
Or lose your head.
And we have a couple of unveils. A bad belt. That's the only one of those that we don't have as a benchcraft. We take that one. Bad rapier. Damage per endurance charge or critical strike multiplier. Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Be careful.
There it is. And back to the grotto. Boss. That was the boss. Ah, but we have a vivid empowered essences. Misery, envy, dread, and scorn. We do not have any misery, envy, dread, or scorn on him. We have those things in life, because of course we do. We'll take those. Ah, it is another expedition. With Rog. When last we left Rog, he was partway done with potentially making us a nice sticky new ring. Let's... Whoops, which immunity is that? We don't want fire immunity, so we won't be using that. That would be a tragic mistake. Because basically all we do is fire damage. Therefore, make it so the monsters can't take fire damage. Bad. Alright, we'll start here. And then there. Three. 4, 5. I don't think we can get anything else useful here. Not really. We'll drop the 5th one where it'll do the least harm then. And we'll start over here by Rog. We'll summon up. Preload. That's everything. I have upped the strictness on the filter, so we'll see less spam.
Here for a deal. Our deal remains an
I do not have the bits and pieces I need to continue crafting. Can probably do that in our hideout. We can probably trade to get some of the ones he requires, the exceptional order artifacts to continue crafting on it. Rog is one of the more reliable crafting methods. Over time, he will eventually produce really good stuff. There are never any guarantees. Well, outside of benchcraft. We have an Abyss over here. Abyss Leg, a nostalgic favorite of mine, as it was the first league I played seriously. Back. We will double back. Oh, look at all the steel scale boots. A bajillion of them. We will loop around from the other side to clear out. Oh, mirrored stuff is always just such a pain. That one was a quick one. Alright, we've cleared it out. We will now begin the Abyss. This is a long one. Back to the steel scale boots. And still further. Just a regular trove? That's disappointing. How's that work? Didn't mean to pick that up. Alright, we're our way back. See what we left behind. A bunch of steel scale boots, for one. Over here? Yeah. Abysses will lead you on a long journey through the map. We have a superior angelic. That might be good. Yeah, I figured we'd be full. Still more than 50 monsters left in the map. Let me head back to town real fast and sell crap.
Hello.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I win. Something. I'm not sure what I win. Probably something. Sell two.
Keep your life to your own.
I don't understand the meaning of what she just said. Keep your life to your own. My own what? This goes 20% increased effective onslaught. Well, if it included onslaught, that would be good. To avoid being stunned, minions deal, minions regenerate, minions have a chance to hinder on hit with spells. I don't think any of my minions are hitting with spells. Back to the grotto where we've still got some map. Complete the remaining syndicate encounters. Okay, that happened, I guess. Oh, no, there's still one to go. Things are exploding over there. Couple of 6 sockets. Very nice. Always, always welcome. Still more than 50 monsters remaining. Alright, we finished off that little dead end. Still more than 50. There are lots and lots of monsters on this map. Now we did get to the boss pretty early though, so. See where the last of the syndicate things is, and here we've got.
I expect a better performance.
Oh, he expects a better performance. I would hate to disappoint him. What do we got? Let's see. Cold, spell damage, damage to spells, fire damage to spell. Nothing particularly interesting. You and your minions know frozen pulses will appear and explode when you approach. Let's go with the skulls. Next up, corrupted ring, dex, int, life, one good solid resist. That's not bad.
The wind conspires with
Corrupted again. No. No, I'll just take the little rewards I've got and cheese it. Still got stuff left over here. I want to get that other. Whoops, wrong way. There we are. 7 monsters left, and presumably also these will be the 7. And now the fortification guards for 4 of them. Camaria
I just can't bring myself to care.
already
It's
at max
death
rank.
for me.
36 fortification.
A big tough man like you should be fine.
Death is a natural.
Torah, high quality
I've made
gems.
The
She's
weak
promoted.
deserve death.
Vegan.
That's the only option here, I'm afraid.
Sure.
The weak deserve death. I've
Jordan.
seen your strength. Take from me what you will. You'll never even suspect, boss.
Okay, and we have cleared out the map. We'll head back town, sell and store the stuffs, and then we'll do our first safe house for the week.
Greetings.
That's a sell. It's actually a keeper. Corrupted or not, it's not bad.
Till next time, shall we keep, Savior?
Shall we keep? I guess we'll keep. Sure, we'll keep. I still have an incubating item. Let's see. Life and a good resist. The 4 and 5% dexterity and intelligence increase are nice. Drop that off. The 6 socket there, 6 socket there. And the other 4, I think, all need to be ID'd by June.
Thanks to your
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. Crappy ring. Doesn't matter. Because, yeah, there's nothing on it worth keeping. This one will sell. Got another unveil. Let's see, attacks with the weapon will penetrate or increase chaos damage and increase skill. Alright, let's go with that one. +2 to level of socketed melee gems. No. Sell it. And lastly, Pain Nail the Bone Ring. Yeah, it's junk, but +1 to minimum power charges and 4% chance to gain a power charge on kill. No, we don't want to destroy it. Keep it. We're gonna sell. We're gonna sell all these. We'll sell them to her. Drop the stuff into the box. What's in the box? Go back to Jun.
wins.
Show investigation. We have a safe house and Varici. We'll be getting Shaper Scarabs, assuming we can defeat Varici. The safe house is now open. The map with the safe house. Hey there, Canucket. Good evening. Nom nom? Nom noms? I had my nom nom with soup. Chicken tortilla soup tonight. I haven't died yet, so I've been saving it up for you. Because I know you'd hate to miss it. And the bitter invective I would blame everything in creation other than myself for my abject failures. As is tradition. Thank you. I knew I could count on you. F key stands ready to pay respects. But also with a certain knowing smirk. I have not had too much bad luck in the past when I did total wipes of groups in tabletop games. Didn't happen often. It would occasionally happen. But usually it would be because I gave them an opportunity to do it to themselves, and they did it to themselves with, not because I set them up to die horribly, but simply because they just did something without thinking. So I've never really had to deal with the negative response from total party kills. I mean, I've done a fair number of them, of course. Oh, I've asked that many times. And most of the time when I ask it, it's me psyching them out. Very, very seldom was it ever, you're about to destroy yourselves. It would happen occasionally, and most of the time they would still end up destroying themselves. In response to your commentary about wizards, which, by the way, entirely accurate, on the Discord, it's interesting that they do that as they're attempting to prepare for the 50th anniversary of D&D. They lay off a bunch of people. That sends a real reassuring message. Well, the thing is, you want to be able to have them double think when they're about to do something stupid. And the only way you can have it not be obvious is if you ask them that relatively often. So they know that that's a question you ask. Sometimes when there's an issue, most of the time when there's not an issue. Especially if there's not an issue, but they're hurrying into doing something that in many circumstances could be foolish.
You have become tangled in our tapestry, exile. I have experienced all of you.
Got them both. Yes. Well, it's from 74. So, 50 years, 24. I will note that I started playing in 75. I have second printing D&D. First edition. Verici. I'm going to interrogate him.
You should have no trouble in that dark little cage, assassin.
And over 3 turns, he will give us a bunch of information about who's in charge of the whole syndicate. Yes, they are most assuredly taking credit for the TSR years. That was before basic and advanced. That was the old fake wood grain box. You may have seen the white box. It's the one before the white box. Fake brown wood grain. A little paper over cardboard. The basic and advanced were the blue and the red boxes, I believe. The original was a much smaller box, about yay big, with 3 little booklets in it. I bought that, and shortly thereafter, almost immediately thereafter, I bought Greyhawk, the first expansion. Scarabs. And that's all I got. We got all these scarabs. That's all I got was the... We defeated one of the masterminds, and all I got was these stupid scarabs.
Greetings.
I don't think we got... No, we do have stuff to sell. 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 Sadly sell. 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 All these rings and amulets, and none of them any good. I have a sad. Minions deal. Elemental resistances. What's the tier on that? Pretty low, right? Yeah, crappy tier. And we've got 2 that need to be exposed. Well, Greyhawk was... I think it was Gygax's creation, and Blackmore was Arneson's. That was the second expansion booklet, was Blackmore.
Exile.
I think Greyhawk brought in Thief. I think. At that time, though, they were also bringing new character classes in via the Strategic Review, the predecessor to Dragon Magazine. Memory serves, Ranger first appeared there. Gloves. They are bad. So, we'd much rather have that one. Thank you. And the chest isn't terrible. It's just not good.
Warm nights.
Warm nights. I have no idea why she says that either. Gotta say, chick's weird, man. Not all chicks, just that specific one. Important to be clear. Ooh, we have 3 div card piles now, or stacks, technically. That goes in, and over here. Well, let's see if that's stacked. One of them is stacked. Maybe we'll use one of these scarabs. Yeah, from what I understand, BG3 is a pretty good learning tool, I suppose. Rusted. We have rusted and gilded. I would like to use that. Let's cash in our div cards and see what we get. Ooh. 2 stone ring, almost certain to be a piece of crap. Fertile catalyst. It's a catalyst. And a sack frag. Midnight, the valuable one. Okay, good. Pretty good return. It is, in fact, trash. Well, back in the day, revving up my Wayback Machine to take me back to first edition, second printing D&D. The armor classes, the base armor classes were 9 for nothing. 8 was cloth. 6 was... Is that right? No. 9 was cloth. Sorry, 9 was nothing. 8 was cloth. Cloth and a shield was 7. 6 and 5 were leather and a shield. 4 and 3. I got the number wrong somewhere then. Because it was... Each one had the shield adding, increasing or reducing the number. It went from 9 to 2. And that's 8 of them. So I've got something wrong in my memory. Because it was like cloth and shield, leather and shield, chain and shield, plate and shield. But also there was for nothing. I guess nothing was cloth. So yeah, 9, 8 was shield, and so on. So leather, chain, plate. Those were the only armor classes. And it wasn't specific as to what kind of shield. I need to sell this because it's crap.
Till next time, shall we keep,
And
Savior?
yeah, actually, this is a good place for that one, I think. Indeed, it is. Let me also do that. Yeah, well, you've got to remember, in essence, the first edition of D&D was basically just an expansion to miniatures rules. It was more or less just taking the chainmail miniatures rules and turning it, instead of a single unit consisting of like 6 or 8 figures, now basically each level was meant to represent a figure. So you've got a lot of... First of all, you've got the taking what reality would be and making it abstract to work for a miniatures rule set, and then abstracting it another layer on top to make it work as an individual versus individual thing. So you've got multiple layers of abstraction. Like, you know, the levels are meant to represent figures in a stand of figures. And sadly, that's one of my issues with, you know, RPGs to this day. So many of them are level driven. And it's now they're copying D&D, which was copying chainmail, and now it's 3 or 4 or 5 layers of further abstraction and making less sense. And that's one of the reasons why I always preferred, since it came out in, like, I don't know, 77, 76, the RuneQuest system from Chaosium, which is also the basis for Call of Cthulhu. The skills-based system, and a system where armor reduces damage to a place. So if you've got 6 armor on your arm, and your arm gets hit by 5 points of damage, it does nothing. Might damage the armor. Those levels of abstraction have made sometimes have led to really silly results in games. I'm going to need an actual map. We don't have any 4s. I don't want to use the 1-5. We'll use a 3. What the heck? Ancient City. Which one's Ancient City? Oh, that one's no fun. Castle Ruins, Chateau, Conservatory. Estuary's not bad, I don't think. Area has increased monster variety. Monsters take reduced extra damage from critical hits. Most of my minions, I don't think, do critical hits. That's just fine. So if you've never looked at it, just as a point of interest, you might want to do a Google for RuneQuest. They have rules summaries and rules descriptions available at Chaosium's website. I'm just a big fan of that approach. It does tend to give a much lower entropy to the world, the way it works, but that can be adjusted too. Alright, we're going with you. And we're going with you. Add Shaper influence to the map area. 30% more Shaper items found. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. I used to love buying RPG books, rules books. And just for entertainment reading, that's how messed up I am. And so, basically, anytime a new set came out of rules of any kind of game, any kind of role-playing game, I should be clear, I was buying a copy of the rules. Chivalry and Sorcery. Man, I must have read those rules 24 times, and most of the game systems just didn't work. But there were so many cool ideas in it. Well, even just reading just the rule sets. Hellion's Paw? Okay. For ideas about game systems. I've always been a game system wonk, and that holds true for MMORPGs now, too. That I will buy, or not even buy most of the time anymore, I will play an MMORPG just to see what kind of interesting systems it may have. Because I'm just kind of a design wonk. And that goes back to the RPG days. As an example of that in action, there was, at that time, a set of rules by Game Designers Workshop for science fiction called Traveller. And I know Traveller is still out there. Although they haven't changed much of the core rule system, sadly. And what they had in Traveller that was amazing was all of the extra stuff. The adventures, the setting stuff, the lore stuff. Completely entire games, board games, around the setting for Traveller. So all of that, ancillary stuff was amazing. The setting was great. It had all kinds of cool extra stuff. They had a game system for a thing called Trillion Credit Squadron, which in essence was an exercise in mathematics, where you could design your own ships with a point system and create up to 1 trillion credits worth of squadrons, and it had a system for fighting battles between them, where basically the entire thing took place between two pieces of paper. And so if you wanted to do these big, huge scale battles, you had rules for solving them, and everything down to one-to-one combat. All of this ancillary stuff they had on Traveller was great. The base game system was boring as hell. Not interesting. There was no advancement other than monetary advancement in the game, which I found was really unexciting. And so there was another game out. Came out a few years later. It was based again on the RuneQuest system. The guys at Chaosium got the rights to do a Larry Niven Ringworld game. And so what I did is I took the game system from that and I transplanted the character creation and gameplay systems. I translated all of that over into Traveller, so that all of the Traveller additional stuff, everything from adventures to lore to things like Trillion Credit Squadron, all of that stuff now, I yanked all of the base combat systems out for the role-playing game and stuck in my own version of the Ringworld rules. As a systems wonk, it ended up working really well. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. Oh, hey! Alright, what do we got? Area contains 6 additional packs. Monsters have chance to avoid ailments. Extra physical damage is chaos. Oh, that's gonna suck. Okay. I might die here. Just a heads up. Here we go. Alright, we got this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine. Unless they hit me. Because I have minus chaos resistance, which means all the chaos damage they're going to do to me, I take extra damage. I've already almost died twice. I have to keep my eye almost continuously on my life totals. It starts going down. I need to hit a heal pronto. Oh boy, yeah. This is are you sure you want to do that material? Without a doubt. We were just talking about this. Alright, boss is over here. Alright, I cheated a bit. I skipped a bunch of the mobs to try and get to the boss, but it worked! Did not die. Sorry. Keep your ass hot. No doubt. We got more on the way. Alright, which way do we want to go? Let's try this way. What is the worst that could happen? Oh yeah. Bad, thanks, man. We have a Legion encounter ready for us. Let's clear out around it. That is for Misery, Envy, Dread, and Scorn. No, he doesn't have any of those, so... Oops, that's not great. I'm not doing a very good job in keeping my flaming friend here in good condition. Alright, this is going to be interesting. Keep your finger close to those F keys again, guys. No, that's not too bad at all. 4 essences, though. Each essence inside one of those mobs buffs them, so that could have gone really badly. But we missed something back here. What was it again? Oh yeah, the Legion encounter. Again, these can get really dicey. Okay, I have moved myself to a place now where hopefully everything will have to go through my friend to get to me. Nope, not everything. Everybody, not quite yet taken care of yet. Now? Looks like now. Alright. Vol chest. Those were my explosions, don't worry. Don't be scared. I am no beast of burden. really? Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to town, sell, and drop stuff off. Once again, I have dodged your F keys.
Hello.
For now. I think this is called Chober Chabber. Ladies and gentlemen, Chober Chabber. I have no idea what that means. If it means anything. Chaos damage over time, and then it does physical damage and lightning damage. Now it's just messing with me. Life, mana, one decent resist, I suppose.
Till next time, shall we keep, Savior?
Nope, here. That goes there. Those go there. Chober Chabber goes into the Uniques tab. It's a great name. I have no idea what it fucking means. Those didn't have quality. No, they did not. All right. Now back to a map we've barely started. Another map. Close the loop here. Drop something nice. He didn't drop anything. Well, he may have dropped something. If so, my filter went, nah, that's crap, dude. You don't want it. And since I'm running on semi-strict filter, not even strict, the odds are, yeah, it's strict. A convening wand, that could be good. Probably isn't, but it could be. More sulfite. We are full on sulfite, but hey, we can't have everything. Or so I've been told. I'm not sure I'm buying it, but... And that's a dead end. There's the arena, wherein the boss awaits. Let's grab the strong box here first. Chaos Orb. Nice. Drop a gate just in case we die. Historically, the best way to ensure I die is to not drop a gate. Okay, we have completed the boss dude. The boss dude is the boss dead. There are still 50 plus monsters on the map. Which means more loot. I haven't gotten a single... I can't remember if this map was Shaper or Elder influence, but we haven't gotten a single Shaper or Elder, whichever it is, item yet. That's disappoint. Son, I am disappoint. Scholar Boots. I can't remember the name. 22 monsters remain. It looks like our attempt to nab an influenced item is going to go the wayside. There are 0 monsters remaining in the map. I received no Shaper influenced items. I was robbed, guys. Also, somewhere in there, they killed one of my pets. Those bastards. They killed 2 of my pets. The other one I can't remake right now.
Hello.
Hello. Sell. 2. 4. No. Sadly, no. Nope. Chevrons? Chevron's pace. I was correct. Chevrons. Yeah, I did remember, after all. Occasionally, the brain surprises me. It gets things right. Occasionally. Anything new in the way of maps? We've got another precinct map. Still just the one tier 5. Alright, Kirak, I guess we have to try an Atlas mission. Not happy about any of these options. Find a rare map. Monsters poison. Unique boss. Find the rare map. That one shouldn't be too awful. Hopefully. We'll find out. But, worst comes to worst, you get to press the F key. Pay your respects. I don't think we want to do too... Oh, boy. How about we head in this direction? Oh, we're going to... This is not starting great. We're going to have, I think, a lot of juice. It's looking like we're going to have a lot of juice. And a juiced map here is probably not what we really want, but fine, fine. We're, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see, empowered an area of effect and more item rarity based on the amount of wild wisps they're empowered with. Whoops. Something, that's the bad. Those freaking purple flowers when they appear, that's just bad news. There's a mob that shoots, I think it's a bow, and the arrow leaves a trail of these purple flowers behind, and purple flowers kill you and then dance on your grave. And not even like, you know, a respectful dance. Something moronic like the Macarena. Not even a waltz. Or the twist. Oh, this is bad. It's the Breaker of Oaths. We're up to almost 1,500 purple juice. I have no idea which of these might be good or bad. I can remove some of the moats, I think. Let's say buying that. Because I don't know if now that has lowered the amount of juice that we will actually face, or if it's just me spending some juice. And the power of the mobs is based rather on how many you ate, rather than how many you have left. So we now will have juiced up mobs. How juiced up? Don't know. You can see purple dust coming out of these. Those are ones that have been juiced up that I've managed to kill. Ah, mission complete. Okay, so worst case worst, we have at least completed the mission. Dun 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 dun. Evidently, it was a mission possible. Harvest, I think. Yeah, harvest. A trip to the Sacred Grove coming up. Let's go ahead and drop portal here, and we'll head to the Sacred Grove.
This way,
Wait, what was... Oh, okay, that was just her coming in. I thought she, like, had dropped a gateway to some other place, and I wasn't aware of any place that she could drop a gateway to. So I was confuzzled. Okay, let's see what we've got. I don't know enough about the mobs that are going to hatch out of here to be able to choose, make an educated decision. I believe we finished off the first batch. The life force you see there, the vivid crystallized life force, that is a currency used in crafting harvest stuff. Good evening, Tetrodotoxin. Let's see, Vivid Striketail or Vivid Aberarch. Aberarch? Don't really know what an Aberarch is, but it sounds like an aberrant ruler of some kind. But we're going to go with that anyway. And have we finished everyone off here? Looks like the answer is yes. Again, those are my splodies. Those are not bad splodies, those are my splodies. Gaming seems to be going well. I have not died tonight. I've come close. Wild Infestation Queen. Pass. Wild Hellion Alpha. Oh, those are my choices. everybody taken care of? Everybody dead? More life force. Ah, good. Harvest complete. I didn't die. Good news all around. For me. Just drop our big flaming friend on all of those mobs. Nothing in there. Go over here. Summon our friend. Okay, right here. Let's check the thicket bow. That's a non-keeper. Swap in another unidentified one for now. Uh-huh. That is a end of the path. Okay, more progress is being made. Pick up the Gemini Claw. Some fusings. Other bits and pieces. I approve. There. Still 50 or more monsters left. That looks like another expedition. Yep, another expedition. Expeditions are cool. What do we have? We have Rog again. Monsters are immune to fire damage. Rog, would you please stop showing up with that? Because that's bad, because all of my damage is fire damage, okay? It's rude. I appreciate that you're offering me your services. Those are appreciated, but, you know, not being able to use fire sucks. Because that's what I use. I use fire. So, we will drop this here. Careful to exclude the monsters are immune to fire damage option. No chests over there.
You sure about that placement?
2, 3, 4. Immune to cold damage. Don't care. 5. Should be all of it. Excellent work. Good news, everyone. Will we have enough goodies? Oh, God. Ratsen, Fretzen, Gritzen, Britzen. That's me swearing about my inventory being full again. And mind you, I have turned down... Yeah. The filter to semi-strict. So I may have to turn it to strict.
Greetings.
Because otherwise I get distracted by so many shinies. You know? No. No. Nope. Nope. What's the tier on that? That's a hybrid. That's not a hybrid. Too bad. If that was higher tier, we might actually be able to work with it. I do want to keep one of these around, though, in case I want to craft off it later. Currency seems confusing. Yeah, the way that it's tied to crafting and the mechanics for crafting are really smart. They are not obvious. Mark of the Doubting Knight. Bleeding on critical strike, poison on critical strike. Bleeding and poison, both? It's a twofer. No, not there. Here? There. And I think I dropped the other... yeah, I did drop the other dead body in here. Maybe I'll do a little crafting in a bit to kind of show how it works. It depends. The economy will obviously, unsurprisingly, change a lot in the first week. In the first week, good stuff will sell for a lot, but there's also not an enormous amount of money in the league. And so at the very start, it tends to either be bargains or stuff almost nobody can afford. I myself have only actually traded once. I always start in Trade League in case I want to trade, but I haven't done any trades in this league. So in essence, I'm playing solo self-found. Okay, did I pick up any more of the currency that ROG needs? I did not. I now need 8 of these. I have still 0. This is a type of crafting. I'll come back to that if I can remember when I go back to my hideout, and we'll see if we can buy 8 of these to continue crafting. I learned most of what crafting I do know from watching other players, particularly Mathel. Alright, there are 13 monsters remaining. I will drop a portal here, just in case I die. That, of course, won't happen. There are no monsters remaining. We have triumphed over evil once again. At least for now.
Hello.
Hi. Wow. 93 life is good, plus 33 life as an implicit is 126 life. Good fire resistance. I mean, good cold resistance, a decent fire resistance, a little bit of energy shield. That's really good. It has no open affixes, so I can't benchcraft on it, but still well worth keeping. No. No. The convening wand, let's see. That's not working on a convening wand. It's not that impressive in and of itself. I'll futz around a little with a convening wand so you can see a little bit of crafting in action. Convening wand is a wand especially meant for minion builds, which I clearly am. So the reason I'm using this is it has an affix +1 level to all fire skill gems, and that doesn't affect all of my minion skills, but it affects my primary one, my primary 2, the Guardian, the big flaming guy, and also the raging spirits, the little red flaming skulls that go flying out. But if I can get a +1 minion on this, that would be an improvement over this. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to scour it. This removes all affixes and allows you to start crafting from scratch like that. Because it's inexpensive, I'll also put 4 blacksmith whetstones. They improve the quality of a weapon. By default, weapons and armor can go up to 20% quality. This doesn't really have much of an influence on a convening wand, but on some weapons, for instance, if you're doing melee damage on a weapon, increasing it by 20% will be a flat 20% increase. So there, we've increased that to 20%. So now the physical damage it does just went up by 20%. That's not a big factor in this build, so it won't matter. But if I did it on armor, then its armor and energy shield for this one would go up. Armor and energy shield would go up on this one. You can see this one has, I have not increased the quality. This one I have. I increased the quality up to 20%, so it has 20% more armor and energy shield. So better defenses. So that's quality. Now here, there are a couple of sort of basic ways of crafting onto it. There are essences, where these will apply a specific affix all the time, and then randomly re-roll the rest. So on a weapon, this is physical damage, one-handed weapon, physical damage, cold damage, spell damage, increased damage. I'm looking at the top affix on each of these. For a bow, it adds fire damage. I'm looking to see if any of these have anything minion related. I don't think they do, but I'm not positive. So all of these are usable to achieve different effects where you have one guaranteed affix and then the rest of it is random. Critical strikes for spells, chaos damage, cast speed. Cast speed's not bad. I will try a cast speed on this. It's a one-handed. That will increase my cast speed by 21 to 24%. And since I'm frequently casting my summon raging spirits, that'll cast it faster. So I will apply that. We will get the cast speed and a random collection of other affixes. So we have maximum mana. We have minions dealing additional damage. We have the cast speed and minions having critical strike multiplier as well, so that when they crit, they do extra damage. I don't think my minions actually crit. So that last one, while it could be useful for some builds, won't be useful for this one. Now I could scour and reapply, but instead I'm going to try to do some harvest crafting. There are a number of different types of crafting, and they all work quite differently. So I'm going to move this in. I'm going to see if we've got anything in here for minions. No, we don't. So what I can do is, these are the crystallized life force that you get in Harvest. I have red, yellow, and blue. 730. So I can reforge this item with a random fire modifier, which could include the +1 to fire skills, and I will try that. And it only costs 50 each time to re-roll the entire thing, except the minions at the top. Minions deal 22%. That's an implicit. This only re-rolls explicits, which are the 4 underneath the line. So we're going to craft. We can do 14 crafts and just basically re-roll the whole thing. What we're looking for specifically is +1 to fire skill gems. Increased physical damage. That's a really high roll. No, I guess it's not. Okay. Nothing of interest to us there. 2 really good resists. Fire damage. Thing is, I'm not sure if that would apply to the minions or not. See, even after all these years playing, there's a lot of stuff I still don't understand for sure. fire, that adds fire damage. That's if I'm using the wand to attack with. We've still got 7 more to go, I think. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. For when you're crafting, RNG is the biggest factor depending on the crafting type. There is more or less deterministic where you can, over time, with a lot of currency, you can get almost perfect items, but those grow vastly more expensive to achieve. One of the things on the Path of Exile Reddit you'll see is occasionally people will be playing in the Standard League, which is where all the characters go once a new league starts. All the old characters go into Standard, which means everyone in Standard has huge amounts of currency and stuff. And they can start pounding on things with vast amounts of currency to produce ridiculous items. Spell. We've got how much left? We can do 4 more. Fire damage to spells. 2 more? 2 more. Nope. No luck. So I will set this aside and maybe do some more crafting on it another time. Over here we have an item that I did crafting on earlier. I was just re-rolling the 2 affixes it had until it got +1 level of all minion skills. This will be for a shield. But what it doesn't have is this shield has a lot of good defensive stuff. It has a lot of life and an awful lot of elemental resistances. Also has armor and energy shield on it. This has energy shield, but no armor. So I haven't swapped it around because I'd be giving up a lot of defenses right now. Did we get any useful maps? We got more tier 4s and we got a tier 6. We did not get any of the tier 4s. We need Colonnade and Acid Caverns. Let me check and see if he now has any new maps for us. Estuary, Vol Pyramid, Acid Caverns. He's got one of the ones we need.
Got my eye on you.
You get more stuff if you don't identify the map, but because I'm doing so much elemental damage, if the map happened to have elemental reflect, it would kill me and or my pets, so I kind of have to check. We'll add a second affix onto this. Increased number of rare monsters. Players have reduced effect of non-curse auras. Okay. I think I only have one of those, so we're fine. We'll just go with just this. Let's activate our superpowers. They're not super. They're barely even powers. Ooh, nice pop. Into the Viridian Wildwood once more. And we are getting yellow. Yellow is with have damage reduction, increased speed, and more item quantity. I'd rather not fight yellow. They're bad. I'd rather one of the other colors. Thank you. The attack speed is the murderer if you're getting the yellow mobs. The yellow buffed mobs, their attack speed is just, can be awful, especially if you're at very high values. Choice on my part. I let my big flaming dude expire. Don't do that. Don't let your big flaming dude expire, okay? Take it from me, that's just a bad move. Whoop, we've got a real big bad guy. He's a unique, named Unpleasantness. Keep burning him, don't walk away from him. We defeated a Beyond boss. Seriously? Beseeching Beyond. Defeat Beyond bosses. Okay. We got some tainted stuff out of that. Tainted love. Every new league, there are challenges to be met. And I mean that quite literally. What those are is challenge achievements. The more of them you complete, the more free goodies you get. Free cosmetics. Okay. Which is cool that they give you access to some of the cosmetics. Especially because the microtransactions in this game, to my mind, are the least micro of about any game I've ever seen. I will show you. In a sec, as soon as I get back to a safe location. Back to the acid caverns. Alright, we're here at the start. Let's see. These are the ones I have. Those are the cosmetics I'm currently using. World Screen, Atlas, Pantheon, and Social Overlay. Wow. It's not in inventory. I'm trying to remember where it is. Cosmetics, microtransaction list, character tree, passes, read challenges. No, it's not in there. World Screen? No. Pantheon panel? No, no. Maybe it's not a... I could have... Oh, there it is. It's the button that says shop. So as an example, you can buy a supporter pack for, like, say $20, and you get some cosmetics, and you get $20 worth of the points. However, as an example, these are the specials currently. Mostly, they put the stash tabs on sale very early into pretty much every league. So here's the new stuff. So for instance, if you wanted to buy a mystery box, the standard, goodie box that most games have, that's 50 points, which is $5. If you're going to buy the tabs, the only thing I've ever bought is I bought supporter packs that came with the coins, and then used the coins to buy stash tabs. But for instance, there's a skill called Flicker Strike, and this is a special cosmetic for Flicker Strike, and it's $13. Only useful with that one skill. And there are, keep in mind, dozens and dozens and dozens of skills. Yeah. Let's say you want armor. Thunderstruck body armor variations, $27 to $29. Ferrofluid body armor variations, $25 to $28. Archmagus armor pack, $46. So, yeah. Like I said, they have the most macro microtransactions that I've ever seen. And that's why it's free. It's because maybe more than any other game, they live off the whales. Because those things are so expensive. The current packs where you buy the cosmetics and you get the same amount of coins as if you just bought the coins, they go up to $480. The supporter packs. So Elrion's got 2. Hi, Elrion.
I'm no traitor or trader. I choose. I needed them. You've made a mistake.
Riker.
I'm afraid the only option
Investigating
here for me
blight scarabs. Not that interested in blight scarabs, thanks, dude. Get in there.
only gonna offer me that, would you?
Jorgen.
One fate for the weak exile. I have already.
Bye-bye.
Boy, boy.
You killed so good, exile. Quick.
You surprise me, Hillick.
All right, Jun. Yeah, it is a terrific game. You just have to be completely aware both of the complexity of the game and the jaw-dropping nature of the microtransactions. The stash tabs are not ludicrously priced. They're pricey, but it's a game you didn't pay for, so... Let's see, channeling costs, non-channeling skills. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's it. Over here. Life, dex, a little bit of lightning resistance could be a decent one. That's not bad. I think that one's even a keeper. A keeper. That's a junker. Totem placement or mine throwing. Totem placement speed, please. Fizz, fire, lightning strike, or critical strike multi, attack and cast speed.
Warm night.
Apothecary gloves. And now we're back clearing out the map. It is an extremely deep game with enormous amounts of flexibility and complexity. It does not do a good job of explaining stuff. You kind of have to figure it all out on your own or use videos, web pages, all that stuff. And the complexity, sometimes it wears like a badge and seems to really enjoy the fact that it's actively hostile to new players, which seems a little bit weird, but has always seemed a little bit weird to me.
Every moment behind those bars. Picture what I'd do to you when I got out.
Let's get this crusade in shape.
You get everybody? Nope, still got one going.
My head still
We go.
hurts.
Go on, do it. You're no stranger to me.
Bye-bye.
Boy, boy. Hello, look.
Hate myself. Hate the syndicate. Rather be dead.
Okay.
Your methods are brutal. God will not watch you kindly.
Jun. Oh, we've got one more. Elrion.
You remind me why I left the Templars. Consider me intimidated, exile. I'll bargain.
I think I actually just... I can do that. Good evening. And we have an open safe house now. I'll be doing that shortly too, unless I forget, which is relatively likely.
Thanks to your hard
Bad item. Attacks penetrate or fire damage and chance to ignite. Thank you. This is Path of Exile. It is an ARPG, so it is similar to, say, a Diablo type of game. It is free to play. It is extremely deep and complicated. Has some very expensive microtransactions, but they're not necessary to play. It is somewhat actively hostile to new players. Let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, that's right. Back out. I am running a map now. We're in the end game. You have a series of like 160 maps, I think, something like that. And that becomes available after you've you've worked your way through 10 acts of the game, each one having like 10 or 15 maps in it. It has enormous build variety. And just to intimidate you, as you level up, you get points to spend in the specialization tree. And this is the specialization tree. These are the points I've spent. It's not as complicated as it looks, but it is complicated. It is an extremely good game. However, it can be, it's also very intimidating to start and still difficult and challenging to understand for me. And I've played a great many leagues. Every 3 months they release a new challenge league, and it has new content and new game systems. If the game systems are good, they get added permanently to the game, to the core game experience. For instance, right here, you see all this stuff sort of laid out on the ground. This is from a league a few years back called Expedition. And on the mini-map, there's a little green dot there. That's another league. That's Abyss League. And this is Legion League. So these are all previous league mechanics that were good enough that they were added to the core game. Now here, all of these little box icons, like here, and here, those are buried chests. All of these icons with the words over them have things that will change what the loot is in those chests, but it'll also change the powers of the monsters that are going to come out of the ground. Now, most of my skills do fire damage, so I don't want to use this one. So I won't. Because it would make most of my damage useless. So I have 5 explosive charges. I will drop this here. It'll open those 2 chests and make the monsters immune to cold damage, but they drop additional artifacts. We will skip that one because it would make us do no damage. That would be bad. We'll drop that there. That's 2. 3. Come on. Get it. There we go. 4. 5. So now I will press the detonate explosives, and the chain of explosions will follow around the order that we just dropped those explosives in. And we've defeated all the monsters. So now we will pick up our loot and open up all those chests. So they drop items, and they're also dropping currency for that league. I missed that one. I don't know. And that one? Seriously? Oh, I guess I did. I'm going to clear out the area around these next to league mechanics, because running mechanics in an area that's too crowded can lead to you getting overloaded by bad monsters. So we have an abyss down here. What this is going to do is it's going to open a crack in the ground. We're going to follow that crack. Monsters are going to come out of the crack. That sounds really bad. And some of them will be worse. It'll pause for a time, and a bunch of monsters will come out, and then it'll move on. And occasionally, it'll open the abyss completely into the underworld, where there's a special map waiting. So I'm following the crack. You can't really see it. Oh, okay. Can't really see it because of the lighting in this area is so dark. But there's a crack in the ground. Let me remove the loot drops. Alright. So, loot has dropped. At the end of it, there's an abyssal trove. Basically a chest of more loot. Mind you, I have a filter here, so it's not showing all of the loot. There's a whole bunch of loot that isn't good enough, so the filter makes it so it doesn't even show up on the ground. This is a unique. And I don't have space in my bags. Now I do. I'm going to pop back to town to sell stuff and drop the remainder into storage.
Greetings.
This is my headquarters. There are many like it, but this one is mine. That is a lot of life. We'll hold on to that. What tiers are those? Crappy. All right.
Journey well.
The loot is being stored. Most of it is being stored is the currency and stuff, and maps, things like that. The rest of it is, historically, I often will play multiple builds, and I'm actually have started thinking about what build I want to play next, as I'll leave this character behind and go to play a different character, because this is a good league. I'm having fun. In the past, I have played as many as a dozen different builds in a single league. Oh yeah, it is a shared stash. Yeah, and it encourages playing alts, because there are so many different skill gems in the games. By skill gems, I mean the kind of gem that is used to make an attack, or create a monster that'll attack, or create a spell effect, and an equal number, if not more, support gems that are used to increase their power. I'll use this example again. The primary skill I'm using is Summon Raging Spirits. That's it right there. This is Unleash, so that every time I right-click to cast it, it usually will cast anywhere from 1 to 4 of the Flaming Skulls. This increases the damage those skulls do with elemental damage by 34%. This increases it by another 33%, but I can't set things on fire. This is 39% more damage for my minions, but they have less life. And this means that when they hit something, they splash damage around everything. So there's 1 skill gem and 5 support gems. That's the most you can reasonably have. There are some items that basically provide the same function as a support gem, and they may allow for more. I already have one of those. I think I already have one of these. I already do. These go into the guild stash. Okay. Drop this here. Is it here? Yeah, there. Drop that off there, that off there, and that off there. And we're ready to go back to the map and continue the map. I do this very slowly and deliberately. I am generally a deliberate game player. And so the pros will buzz through a map in between 30 and 90 seconds. All right, we started down there. Now this is a timeless monolith. Again, this is a Legion encounter from the Legion League. Basically, it's going to create statues of 2 fighting armies. I can damage those statues and break the statuary around them. At the end of the countdown, everything I have broken out of the statue that they're stuck in wakes up and attacks either each other or me. Now, some of them will have cool items, and there are like boxes of loot and stuff. All right, there's the two fighting armies. One of them is in this direction. This is gonna hurt. Ow. Ow. I did not think about that. I did not think that out clearly. I did a very, very bad job in protecting myself. And yet, despite my best efforts, I didn't die. All right. So, for instance, one of the things that I broke out of stasis was this chest, which had a sort of a currency item there. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job that time on getting good stuff out. I did a very good job in getting too much stuff out. All right, we got fortification guards here. This is another league mechanic. This is Syndicate League, I believe it was.
I've been itching for a good fight. Mind if I jump in? A good strike.
All right, we got him. Vagan is a 1-star. Chimera is a 2-star. Oh, that's right. We do have Elrion ready to go.
It's death for me.
Fortification. In he
You're
goes.
getting on my nerves.
Victory must be rewarded, I always say.
I will be cruel in my
All right, we need June to unveil these 2 items we just got that have veiled affixes. Once they're unveiled, we can craft these onto other items. The items themselves, almost never good. Make sure we clear out this area. another map that fell. I can recognize that sound. It is Forking River map. I tell you, that Forking River. We've got another essence up here. Misery, envy, greed, and scorn. No, misery, envy, dread, and scorn are the ones we're looking for. Is that the boss? That's the boss. We have completed the map. There are 9 monsters remaining. That won't be worth going back and trying to track them down in the rest of the map. We have 1 fight left here. Alright. And he gives up his essences. That explodey is mine. One of my things going off. Now, I showed you the spec tree, which is this thing. It's not as complicated as it looks. A lot of the nodes are things like add 10 to dex, add 10 to intelligence, but some of them are very important. You know, minions have an increased maximum life. I regenerate life. They regenerate life. There are 9 different places you can start on the map. Is that right? 7? 7 places you can start on the map, depending on which class you start with. So I started here, but I could have started here, 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 or here. And from there, every time you level, you get a point. You get a point for finishing quests. There's a similar system for the maps. When you finish out a map for the first time, with some minor requirements, you get a point in the map spec tree that determines what things will show up on your maps. Yeah. So this is endgame stuff. This doesn't appear until you're in the endgame. But basically, all of the prior League mechanics that got migrated into the core game are here somewhere, represented with 1 or more clusters of nodes. So, for instance, each of my maps has an essence because I got to here. Your maps contain an additional essence. Essences are a really good, cheap way of crafting. I was passing through, so I got these nodes. This is Expedition, another one that has really good crafting options. And this increases the chance to have an expedition appear on my map. We went over here, which is Harvest. Again, increasing the chance of having Harvest on the maps. So in this case, most of the rest of it is not applicable because I knew I wanted Essences, I wanted Expedition, I wanted Harvest, and in this case, I also wanted Legion. I personally like Legion. I think it's a cool mechanic. But as you go through, and obviously a lot of the more powerful, potent ones are way up here. And I saw Muckluck did, I think, a run all the way to here. He did a straight run. He figured out the optimal, quickest path from here to here and didn't choose any of the sort of sub-nodes because he wanted to go all the way to there. And that's the kind of flexibility the game offers, is if there's something specific you want to get to here, you can get here relatively early. I mean, how many points have I spent? 20, 25, something like that to get to there? To get to here? Get these ones done? Oh, I didn't spend my point. Here. And each of these, again, has a small value. A 2% chance for one monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected map. Hello. Sell and 1, 2, 3, 4. I missed one. That one. Nope. It's a lot of life, a little physical, maybe. it probably won't end up being worth it. But hey, space. I've got space. It is the final frontier, though. Is that like a tier 5 or a 6? Tier 3 Fizz. If that had attack speed, that might have been worth keeping. And learning what things to keep and what to sell, that's just a matter of experience. Zeal's Amplifier, a spiked shield. 5% chance to suppress spell damage. If you suppress spell damage, that means to take half damage from it, I believe. It gives me increased spell damage, energy shield, life, increased area of effect per enemy killed recently up to 50%, and you have Zealot's Oath if you haven't been hit. I don't remember what Zealot's Oath is off the top of my head, because I'm bad at this game. Okay, bad at most games. So the next thing we are doing, we're heading over here to Jun because we have opened up, again, this is another league mechanic, the Syndicate. Show the investigation. And this is the investigation. You know, like all of those TV shows where the detectives or the private detective will have pictures up on the wall with, you know, yarn connecting them up to show that, well, this is their version of that. It's a criminal syndicate. But because we've done enough stuff, I did see the changes to the Twitch terms of service. I think yesterday I mentioned them, yesterday or the day before I mentioned them, and asked if I should do a Moobs Out stream. Nobody seemed enthused by the prospect. I've done enough stuff where I've messed with the research branch of the Syndicate that I now know where their safe house is, and I will go there at once. It's an interesting change. I think we'll have to see how it actually sort of ends up being applied. But it does seem to say, booby streamer's okay. I haven't checked into it at all as to what the actual practical implications on day one were, but it doesn't surprise me, yeah. In fact, that would have been my expectation. We've got to kill them all. I mean, they're criminals. They're just common criminals. So obviously they must pay for their sins with their lives. That's just common sense, right? Come on, I'm a murder hobo. This is how we operate. That's another level for me. I'm level 86. The highest level I've ever reached in the game, you can go up to level 100. Highest level I have ever reached is 93 or 94. I've cracked 90 only a couple of times. Like I said, I like to play, historically, I like to play a lot of different builds in a league. But my understanding is like basically getting from 99 to 100 is like getting from 1 to 98. We have a box back here. I want to open the box. What's in the box? Oh, all-time favorite video game. Favorite, I don't think I can answer. I can answer the one that hooked me hardest. And that was Star Wars Galaxies. I was there for Pong. In those days, I loved Tempest. Was my favorite, actually in an arcade game. Yeah, I don't think any game has ever bitten me as hard as Star Wars Galaxies did. And I suspect Canucket will echo that. If not, the one that got him the most, it's in the running. Him. We will drop a portal again, just in case we end up dying. That's not going to happen at all. Gulp. All right, the boss is awaiting for us.
This is a place of sanctuary, one which I cannot allow you to defile.
Hi, Elrayon. Get them all? Get them all? Losers. Probably more festive beverages Saturday night. I'm feeling a little better. I should be back to normal, or what passes for it for me. And so Saturday, I'll probably enjoy some more festive beverages. And then more will await on Christmas, probably itself. Elrayon, I will interrogate him. I think that bumps one of them out, but that's fine.
From diplomacy to torture. I see.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Might have been a minor cold thing, but I seem to have... wow, Kiss of Death. I seem to have kicked its ass. A Veiled Chaos Orb. Reforges a rare item with new random modifiers, including a Veiled modifier. Can only be used on items that have a Veiled modifier. Okay. 12 Astrogalies? Holy shit. I mean, that's useful for expedition, for sure. I'll come back to Tiny's Trial. Tiny's Trial's a strange one. And a Syndicate Crafting Bench. Modify a flask's quality to 22%. Let's see. Let's go with that one. Ooh, maybe not. That one? No. That one? No. Yeah, that one. So now it heals more life. And we got another chest in here. 3 uniques. If unique is what you seek, take a peek. Okay. Tiny's Trial. Place a normal crafting item. I'll have to go get a normal crafting item, but I will. So, what I'm going to do is head back to town real fast. Not town. My hideout. Everybody gets a hideout. A lot of hideouts in the world. Also, there are different cosmetics for the hideouts, too. A bunch of them available in-game. So that's an example of something where you don't have to drop the money if you don't want to. That one needs to be unveiled, unveiled, unveiled. Got a bunch of stuff that needs to be unveiled. And that's June. The hat. The hat is not good. Mind throwing speed, chance to avoid elemental damage from hits during soul prevention. I guess mind throwing? There. There, okay. That's a lot of spell damage. Is that like a 3 or a 4? Yeah, 3. Cast speed's a 3 too. That's not bad. Give me something good. Attacks with the weapon, increased physical damage. That's not great. I mean, that's a good one. It's just not good for this particular item. Nothing on that is good. We'll take the one we don't already have. And that. A little bit of life, a decent fire resist. Well, 2 fire resists. I'll grab that. Again, that'll be sold. We will sell items. That's all we'll sell.
Be careful.
We need a white item. Remember that, you big dummy. I'm talking to me. Victario's Charity. Elemental resists, life, lightning resist, chaos resist. Increase area of effective aura skills. Chance to grant a power charge to nearby allies on kill. Frenzy charge nearby allies on hit. Gifts from above. Trigger consecrate. Credit. Rarity of drops. Damage while unconsecrated. Okay. I already have one of those. Okay. Valico's sign, Topaz ring. Nope, not impressive. Yeah, I already have one of these too. You can play with friends. Up to 4 or 5 of you, I think, can be in a map together. You have to hop through some hoops. And I've never done it. But allies also means your minions. Let's see. We need a white quality item. 2-toned boots. Energy, yeah, let's use the boots. Let's grab a second item as well that's white quality. Just in case it doesn't like the boots. Back to the Syndicate hideout. So this is going to have 30 seconds. They increased the timer. I might actually be able to use something. So what's going to happen, I'm going to place one of these items. I'll go with this one, because this one I could conceivably use. And in this box here will appear a bunch of crafting materials. I've got 30 seconds to use these crafting materials however I like. The odds of me making anything good, 0. Alkit. Holy crap, it's actually good by itself. Okay, we'll take that. We don't want to vol it. We will exalt it. Do we want to vol it? I don't want to vol it. No, I want to keep it. That's actually pretty good. I'm not sure it's going to make this character. It has an open prefix still. I can cast movement speed on it. It's got a really good life. It's got a good cold and very good lightning resist. It's actually quite good. Might even be slightly better than what I'm using. Unexpected. Pure luck. Oh, I mean skill. It was clearly my skill was involved in that, in some way. Maybe. We'll drop this in here to be examined later. Now, I have a passive skill point. I'd spent my last one here because I want to get to this jewel slot. I have 2 because I'd forgotten about the other one. So I'm going to go through these jewels and see if anything is particularly nifty. Because you can socket them into items like this right here. They socket it into a belt, but we have 2 sockets that you can also use for this. Let's see. So we want to look life first. That's in the wrong tab. Life. That's minions dealing extra damage. Chance to hinder on hit with spells. I'm not sure that's helpful. That's life. Chaos damage my attacks. Avoid bleeding. Regenerate energy shield. Minions have increased max life. Maximum life, and minions have a chance to taunt. That one's pretty good. Minions have increased life, additional chaos damage, and additional... Yeah, that's not bad. I'll put these here for now as ones that may make the cut. Minions have minion life, fire damage, damaging ailments. Okay. Overwhelm. Nope. Mostly we want to look at the blue ones. Those are the ones that are most likely. 7% increased maximum life. That's a good one for me, to give me more life. And that's the exact same gem mirrored. That's a lot of life. Let's see how much life that is. I am currently at 4,505. Wrong place. There we go. 4,505. And the second one is... Where did I put that? Down here? There. 4,772. So that's about 130 additional life for each gem. That's pretty good. Now, if instead I socket one of these, I'm at 4,772. Cost me about 65 life. I get a little bit of additional damage, but not much. We'll go with the life, at least for now. Because, in the words of Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner, the television version, I want more life. Father. He didn't say father in the original. Let's see. Maybe show you a delve. So delve was a very popular league. Again, another league mechanic. That's a league mechanic. That's a league mechanic. League mechanic. You've seen that one in action. And that's a league mechanic. Those are all league mechanics. That's a former league, a league mechanism that they just removed. But I also wanted to do this. I wanted to trade for, if we go to ROG, we need 8 of the exceptional order artifacts. We can trade with him. I need 8 of these. It'll cost 1 exceptional. I have enough, so we need 8 of these. No. I need 8. I now have 8. We now go back to ROG. And now, we are currently at, so right now what this has, it has 3 good elemental resistances in the suffix spots. The prefixes aren't very good, but hopefully more crafting. This is going to improve the tiers of 2 modifiers, ideally a couple of the resistances.
Something quite interesting happens.
It did increase 2 of the resistances. Now the resistances are even better. Those are the 3 suffixes. Now here, it's going to add a prefix modifier. We have an open prefix slot. Currently we have energy, shield, and rarity. That added mana. Reroll the prefixes 10 times, keeping the best outcome. That's a big improvement. I'm not nuts about any of those prefixes. Those are the orange ones that are going to get changed. Currently we have a bad energy shield, rarity of items. I'm not really doing a rarity build, and mana. Both of those are bad, so hopefully we can get good prefixes. Life would be good. A lot bigger energy roll would be good. Let's see what we get. We got evasion, which we're not really using, and we got mana, Those will remove the modifiers with the lowest levels. That's fine. We got a decent... Okay, I need 16 more of those same exceptional order artifacts. I don't think I have enough to trade for that. I can only get 12, so I will let that sit and marinate for a bit longer. But it is getting closer to being a good item, an item I would use. For instance, this one has got life and no actual resistances, and none of the rest of the stuff is all that good, but it does have the socket, which is nice. Over here, it's got a little bit of life and a couple of decent resistances, but that's not that good. Actually, both of my rings are pretty bad. That's not great either. What are our resistances looking like? Our resistances are in a good shape, but still having the flexibility is great. Here you can see the max base resistance you can have for fire, cold, and lightning is 75%. You'll see here it says 105, 111, and 119. I'm over-capped. There are things that can raise it up an additional point, your maximum, as high as, I believe, 90 is the max, I think. My chaos resistance, however, is... What's another word for shitty? I'll stick with shitty. Minus 52%. That means if something hits me for 100 points of chaos damage, I take 152 because I'm generous. I am curious if we go over here. So this shows your statistics on a spell. So this is not really showing much damage because the Raging Spirits are the things that do the damage, not my cast. But here is a spell I do that does damage, and we can see it actually does an average of 11,000 DPS, which is beanie, really, at the end game. But I'm using it mainly not for its damage, but for the fact it gives a secondary debuff, so that they take more damage from my Raging Spirits. But this is where you can see the effects on your spells and such. And here you can get a look at your defenses, miscellaneous stuff, like additional duration, flask charges, your life leech potentially, your minion modifiers. My minion damage modifier is plus 272%. Increased. As another example of the complexity of the game, 100% increase is not the same thing as 100% more. I'll give you an example. Let's say 50%. If we have something that does 100 damage and we give it 50% increased, it does 150 damage. If we give it another 50% increase, it now does 200 damage. It's additive. If we have 100 points and we give it 50% increased, it does 150. If we give it then 50% more, it does 125% more damage. Because more damage modifiers are multiplicative, additive, the additive ones are increased. Increased is additive, more is multiplicative. Took me like 2 years playing the game to learn the difference. That's the kind of detail over time, if you want to understand what's going on, you have to get into. And there's an awful lot of stuff I still don't get. Really, it came as a complete shock to me. Wait, increased and more isn't the same thing? Nope. I was going to do a delve.
Welcome.
Delve was very popular. What it is, it's a endless mine. It goes endlessly out on either side and endlessly down. And the map gets more difficult the deeper you go. And depending on the little image, it means if you reach that node, that's going to tell you how much reward you're going to get. You're going to get, here you get an item. Here you get a weapon. Here you get armor. Here you'd get jewelry. Here you get azurite, which is the currency that's used to improve your ability to delve. So this will be easy. This is level 53 monsters. Let's go here. Oh, fine. You want me to go to the mine encampment. Fine, fine, fine. We'll go to the mine encampment. Where were we? We were here. Why is it not taking me there? I don't... my memory from the many past journeys is that if I click here, it should take me... Oh, that's right. You have to click on where I want to go to. Dope. All right. Entering the Azurite mine. So, we have to stick with this sled, as it's our only source of light. We can buy flares and use those, but they're temporary. If we get too far away from the sled, we start taking damage from the darkness, and it'll kill you pretty damn quick. Alright, we've made it to our objective, and now we'll start the encounter here at this map that will give us the Azurite we need to bump up our ability to do delves. And because these monsters are low level compared to me, it shouldn't be hard. Now that I've said that, of course, I'll die. Now, because you have to stick with the lighted sled, none of the loot drops until you finish off all the stuff that is along the way and finish out the little node that you've gone to. Now, we've picked up 43 Azurite. We're going to head to the next. This is a tier 2 Azurite. And again, we're just going to follow along and stick close to the sled. And this was a very popular League mechanic because basically it was a shitload of fighting stuff. And the density was pretty heavy, and players like heavy mob density because it gives them a lot of experience and loot to work through. And there are people who will basically just run lots and lots of delve. Alright, more Azurite. Yeah, in fact, they, at the end, or towards the end of some challenge leagues, you know, the 3-month league period, they will do week-long special leagues, and they have done delve-only leagues. They have some special, you know, rules. You start with some special gear. And the only thing you can do is delve. All the rest of the mechanics are removed. Alright, got a bunch of Azurite. We'll go back to the mine encampment. Now we picked up some Azurite, so we can upgrade our way of dealing with this. So for instance, right now we have 0% darkness resistance. If we step out into the darkness, we start taking damage really fast. So we can upgrade that so we take less darkness damage. We now take 6% less at depth 20. So the deeper you go, that number ramps up, and you need more resistance to take not the damage. The light radius, that's from the sled. We'll increase that. We've got 55 left. We could get a flare. We're not ready for a flare yet. Basically, there are also places in the underground where there are walls you can knock down with dynamite. You can also use dynamite to damage monsters. We'll upgrade our maximum number of flares, and we'll get 2. There. Alright, so we got a little bit of azurite. You'll note there are some, like this contains a breach, that don't seem to be connected to the network. There is, in fact, a way to it, but it involves a hidden wall. So you'd have to find the wall, blow a hole in the wall, and then follow the path to get you to this particular node. Down here, we're into the 60s. For level, it's more azurite. We need more azurite. One of the advantages this build has is because I summon my Raging Spirits and they seek out monsters on their own, well, they'll run out ahead of me and kill things. So as you can see, some of the leagues are pretty simple in concept, like this one. Go deep, find stuff, kill stuff, go deep again. Pop back to the mine encampment. Another 109. Let's give ourselves some more darkness resistance.
Deeper you go.
Sell the crap we've picked up, most of which is guaranteed to be junk because of the amount of random in it. Of course it is. Obviously most of the stuff you pick up is going to be junk.
See you later.
And how deep have we gotten? We have gone all the way down. Basically, they added this feature where as you level up, he drills straight down. The NPC drills straight down to more and more difficult. That's level 75. Ooh, we have a node over here that is currency. Let's get some currency, because we can. So this is not a particularly deep deep, delving deep. Not a particularly complicated league mechanic. This is an example of an elegant, straightforward league mechanic. Okay. Now, there's abandoned riches there. That's the chest I'll be able to open after we finish dealing with the frozen ghost ship. And the abandoned riches. Eh. Not that much. Not that rich, shall we say. Grab the Berganet. And head back up to the mine and sell our junk.
It wasn't long ago I went to...
He's crazy, as you would expect. It is a hybrid. No. Let's tell you what, I'll show you another leg mechanic here. Let's head back to the hideout. Yeah, it's all what you find or make. This is Einar. He's the Beastmaster. I will resist the urge to make a Beastmaster joke, starring Mark Singer. We'll visit the menagerie. This is another crafting league where all the beasts you capture are used in a number of recipes to generate currency, generate random items of a specific type, or used to craft on an item. So let's see, let's create, a belt. What level is this? It's a level 71, so he's going to be pretty tough. Let me go ahead and summon my friends first. If you have the opportunity. Always preload. That it? All right. We have created a random belt. Ooh, it's... I don't even recognize it. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. Pyro Shock Clasp. 30 to life, 40 to dex, 384 to evasion. Increased duration of elemental ailments. That would be like if you set them on fire with an ignite. Enemies ignited by you have 13% of physical damage they deal converted to fire. Enemies shocked by you have 10% of physical damage they deal converted to lightning. Now that would be good. The reason that would be good is physical damage is usually a little bit harder to mitigate than elemental damage. So converting any percent of a physical whack to fire or lightning damage is going to be reduced because you have elemental resistances. What else we got in here? Mace or Scepter, level 21. Sword or Axe, level 26. Wand, level 36. Oh, those are so boring. Maybe do those later on my second character. So I think I'm going to call it here for the evening. As always, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate having you here, listening to me babble. I should be back tomorrow, Friday evening, as you begin your weekend. At the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Probably still playing PoE. The league is in a good place right now, so I'm having fun with it. Might be playing a new character, in which case I would be going through leveling again. Leveling is faster on the second character and beyond, because you have access in some cases to things like leveling items. For instance, Gold Rim, famously. It adds 32 to elemental resistances, and at the beginning of the game you have 0. So that's automatically reducing a huge amount of damage you might be taking. Or if you'd rather, you could have this, which gives you 177 energy shield to start, which is an enormous amount of energy shield that things have to get through. So basically, you start your additional characters, you already have stuff, some of it very, very good, that you can use at low levels. So leveling additional characters is faster, but it's still not fast. But I'm going to call it here right now. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you found the PoE streams interesting. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time. Have a great Thursday night. And tomorrow's Friday. The weekend starts for most of you. Enjoy. Back tomorrow. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Good night, guys. Thanks again.